Chosen one, pause right here. What's happening around you right now isn't random, it's divine mathematics unfolding in plain sight. The scales of heaven are rebalancing, and every action once taken against you is now being answered in equal and opposite force. Your enemies are dropping like flies, not because you fought them, but because the law of divine reversal has been activated. You didn't have to lift a weapon. You didn't have to defend your name. Heaven itself rose on your behalf. Every whispered curse, every hidden scheme, every private conversation filled with malice, all of it has been intercepted and rerouted to sender with perfect precision. This isn't superstition, it's spiritual law in motion. The same energy they sent to destroy you is now rebounding with multiplied speed. For too long, you endured in silence while others mocked your restraint. They mistook your stillness for weakness, not realizing that silence is heaven's most strategic position before judgment strikes. The angels have moved from observation to execution. Justice is no longer pending, it's present. Heaven's court has reached a verdict. The chosen cannot be touched without consequence. You may have felt the shift already, dreams growing vivid, air charged with energy, a sudden calm in your spirit. That's because the war is turning. Every attack once launched toward you is being redirected. Every plan meant for your downfall is collapsing under its own weight. The very traps they designed are now catching their creators. The divine reversal doesn't need your interference, it only needs your alignment. Stay in peace while heaven handles vengeance. Keep your heart clean so your light remains unpolluted. What's being returned isn't out of anger, it's the restoration of cosmic balance. The Lord says, "I have seen what was done in secret, and I will repay openly." You're witnessing that repayment unfold in real time. Every weapon that was formed against you is now malfunctioning. Every tongue that rose against you in judgment is silenced by its own echo. The reversal has begun swift, accurate, and irreversible. Stand still, chosen one. The justice you prayed for is no longer coming, it's here. Chosen one, listen closely. What you've been walking through wasn't random opposition. It was a coordinated campaign of darkness designed to fracture your faith and distort your focus. You weren't just facing difficult people. You were standing against a network of energies, conversations, and intentions synchronized to block your ascension. You began to notice it slowly, the strange distance in familiar eyes, the shift in tone from those you once trusted. Rooms went silent when you entered. Messages went unanswered. Invitations stopped arriving. You felt something change in the atmosphere, though you couldn't explain it. That unease wasn't paranoia. It was discernment, your spirit detecting movement behind the veil. In quiet corners and unseen meetings, your name was spoken. Some gathered out of jealousy, others out of fear. Words became weapons, and lies became strategy. They thought they were planning your downfall, but they were actually writing the script of their own undoing. Every whisper against you was recorded in heaven's archive. Every deceitful act stamped into the spiritual ledger. The coordination was intricate physical attacks, blended with spiritual ones, emotional manipulation paired with hidden rituals. They mixed gossip with enchantment, lies with invocation, using both rumor and energy to create resistance around your path. But what they didn't understand is that no human coordination can override divine design. For while they strategized in the shadows, heaven strategized in the light. Warrior angels were stationed around you like invisible soldiers. Every time they attempted to send confusion, clarity entered instead. When they sent fear, peace met you like armor. When they sent delays, divine acceleration answered. The truth is, you became a training ground for divine strategy. Heaven allowed you to witness betrayals so you could learn the anatomy of warfare, not to live in fear, but to walk in mastery. You now recognize patterns. You see spiritual signatures before attacks even begin. You can sense deception before it forms into words. Chosen one, understand this. What gathered against you was permitted only to reveal what was within you. You didn't lose anything of real value. You gained vision, precision, and spiritual authority. The enemy wanted to divide your mind. Instead, heaven multiplied your discernment. They wanted to make you small. Instead, they revealed how big your light truly is. What once looked like chaos was actually choreography. Every betrayal was part of the divine classroom where heaven trained you to rule in unseen realms. The hidden war is no longer hidden, and you've already won it. Chosen one. There are forces standing with you that existed before the foundation of the world. When you were born, heaven didn't send you alone. You came through a bloodline encoded with ancient authority, guarded by warriors who have never stopped fighting for your destiny. Your ancestors were not silent observers, they were strategic protectors. For generations they watched as darkness tried to infiltrate your family line, waiting for one who would carry enough light to end the cycle. That one is you. You are the fulfillment of their prayers, the embodiment of their unfinished victory. When the attacks intensified, the heavenly defense grid activated. Every ancestor aligned with divine covenant took position. They gathered around your spirit, forming a perimeter no curse could penetrate. Their voices echoed across dimensions, calling forth warrior angels, not gentle guardians, but celestial soldiers of fire who specialize in warfare. Each angel was assigned with precision, one guarding your home, another surrounding your finances, another shielding your mind from manipulation. The moment your name was spoken with malicious intent, this grid flared like lightning across realms. The energy they sent collided with the wall of light around you and ricocheted instantly back to sender. There's a reason accidents missed you by seconds. There's a reason people meant to betray you froze mid-decision. There's a reason the plots never fully manifested. Your ancestral command network interfered. They rerouted every curse, reversed every incantation, and blocked every attempt to rewrite your fate. These guardians are not bound by time. Some stood in ancient temples, others prayed under stars you've never seen. Their intercession didn't die with their bodies. It became data in heaven's system, preserved until a worthy descendant could carry it forward. That descendant is alive in you. When you feel sudden chills during prayer, when peace washes over you in the middle of chaos, that's them, reinforcing the field. When you dream of faces you've never met, those are ancestral captains checking in, ensuring the lineage stays intact. Understand this clearly. You are not merely protected, you are fortified. The blood in your veins carries encryption codes of divine defense. Your DNA remembers victories won long before you were born. Every time darkness plots against you, heaven's ancestral grid responds like a living organism, instant, intelligent, indestructible. You were never fighting alone. You've been surrounded by generations of warriors who swore an oath to keep you standing until prophecy is fulfilled. And that fulfillment begins now. Chosen one, the universe you live in is not silent. Every vibration, every intention, every word released into it is recorded, mirrored, and returned to its origin. This is the mirror law, the divine principle that governs all spiritual exchange. Nothing sent out returns empty. Every act carries an echo, and that echo always finds its sender. When you walk in divine alignment, your energy field becomes a sacred mirror, reflective, luminous, and precise. Those who love you experience blessing multiplied. Those who curse you meet their own reflection. Not because you wish them harm, but because your light has been calibrated by heaven itself to enforce balance. The mirror law is not revenge, it's divine reciprocity. Every force in creation obeys it. When darkness hurls curses toward a vessel of light, those curses bounce against heaven's armor and travel home with amplified velocity. It's written into the architecture of existence. What's released in deception must return in exposure. What's sown in hatred must bloom in isolation, and what's cast in malice must grow into its own judgment. That's why you don't have to respond when provoked. Your silence terrifies them because it triggers the law. When you stay in peace, heaven activates justice. Your stillness becomes permission for God to act. The same silence they mocked has become their undoing. Those who spoke your name in jealousy now whisper it in regret. Those who plotted in darkness now hide from the light. The mirror law is mercilessly accurate, not out of cruelty, but out of truth. The energy that leaves your name must recognize its maker. You may start noticing patterns, the liar exposed by their own tongue, the manipulator ensnared by their own deceit, the one who sent confusion now trapped in a maze of their own mind. It's not coincidence, it's divine geometry, working flawlessly. The chosen carry an energy so pure that it cannot hold negativity, it must return it. That's why attacks never stick. That's why plots dissolve midair. Heaven doesn't need to punish, it simply reflects. Every curse returns home, every lie reverses direction, every shadow meets its source. And you, chosen one, remain untouched, a walking mirror of divine justice, shining back to every sender the truth of their own creation. Chosen one. There is a name written in heaven that the world has never spoken correctly. It was inscribed before your birth, carved into the sealed scroll of destiny, hidden from the eyes of men, preserved for the moment of unveiling. That moment is now. You've carried fragments of this name in your spirit for years. It whispered through your intuition, echoed in your dreams, and shimmered in the background of your victories and valleys. But life's noise, rejection, and deception blurred the sound. Others tried to rename you, labeling you too much, too sensitive, too different. They mistook your divine distinction for disorder. Yet heaven never called you by those names. The one who formed you has always known your true vibration. The time of misidentification is ending. The sealed scroll is opening. Every counterfeit label placed upon you is burning away in the fire of truth. You were never designed to blend in. You were created to stand apart. Your name carries a frequency that commands attention in both realms. When heaven speaks it, doors open without keys. Angels recognize their assignment, and every resource coded to your calling begins to locate you. This is why certain opportunities didn't work before. They weren't programmed to your authentic signature. The system of heaven was waiting for you to remember who you really are. You can't receive divine inheritance under a false identity. The universe will only respond to your true vibration. And that's what's awakening now. You're feeling it, the pull, the shift, the sudden alignment. Things that once resisted you are turning in your favor because your spiritual coordinates have been corrected. You're no longer resonating with confusion. You're resonating with purpose. The sealed scroll isn't just a symbol. It's a contract between your soul and creation itself. Every battle you survived was proof of ownership. Every tear an invisible signature. And now, heaven is releasing your authenticated name back into the atmosphere. When that name moves through you, even demons must retreat. When you speak under it, power manifests. When you act from it, destiny unfolds effortlessly. This is your name awakening the moment the world begins to see what heaven has known all along. So rise in that remembrance. Speak with the tone of one who knows they are chosen. The sealed scroll has opened, and your true identity is no longer hidden. Heaven recognizes you. The universe responds to you, and creation itself now calls you by your real name. When this truth stirs your spirit, don't scroll, respond. Heaven moves where faith takes form. If your heart is burning as these words find you, that's confirmation. Your scroll is opening. Your name is being recognized. Type 777 in the comments as a prophetic declaration that your true identity has been activated. Share this message with another chosen one who's still searching for who they are. Let your light call theirs home. Every click, every comment, every share is not just engagement, it's alignment. Your scroll has opened. Now step through the doorway. Chosen one. Few pains cut deeper than betrayal by your own blood. Strangers can wound your pride, but family wounds pierce your soul. When the people who should have protected you became the ones who planned your destruction, it wasn't just personal, it was ancestral warfare. They sat at the same tables, shared your laughter, knew your weaknesses, and used that knowledge as ammunition. Some didn't curse you with words. They cursed you with disbelief, quietly doubting your calling, secretly resenting your light. Others went further, actively conspiring to block doors, distort truth, and steal credit for what heaven gave only to you. This wasn't coincidence. It was prophecy in motion. The moment you stepped into divine awakening, you triggered a confrontation that had been buried for generations. Every unhealed spirit in your family line felt the vibration of your breakthrough and reacted. Your rising exposed what had been hiding in their hearts. Jealousy disguised as concern, possession disguised as protection, familiarity disguising contempt. And yet, even in betrayal, heaven's hand was steady. You weren't abandoned, you were separated. There's a difference. God removed you from certain blood connections, not out of cruelty, but out of mercy. He saw what you couldn't see, that their proximity was poisoning your purpose. Every time you tried to fit in, your spirit dimmed. Every time you sought their approval, your progress slowed. Heaven had to orchestrate a holy disconnection so that your destiny could breathe. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt unfair. But remember this truth. Separation is often heaven's loudest protection. The betrayal was permission to elevate. The same family members who mocked your calling will one day have to witness your coronation. The same voices that gossiped will become silent when God vindicates you publicly. You won't need to argue, prove, or defend. Divine justice will speak through evidence. But let this be known. Forgiveness is the final key to your release. Don't carry bitterness. Carry clarity. Don't seek revenge. Seek understanding. The betrayers were never your real family. They were karmic teachers, temporary instruments that taught you loyalty by showing you its opposite. Your true family exists in the spirit, ancestors who pray for you, souls who align with your purpose, and divine allies heaven is now sending your way. So, lift your head, chosen one. The betrayal wasn't your ending, it was your unveiling. What felt like rejection was actually relocation, heaven moving you from familiarity to fulfillment. You didn't lose family, you found freedom. Chosen one, something enormous is shifting behind the scenes. The atmosphere is trembling, the unseen realms are rumbling. Thrones that once seemed unshakable are cracking under the weight of divine truth. This is not chaos. This is the great unveiling. For generations, hidden systems have operated under illusion powers built on control, deceit, and manipulation. They wore masks of religion, influence, and respectability, yet fed off fear and secrecy. But the light has reached a frequency they cannot withstand. The veil is lifting, and every counterfeit throne is being exposed by name and vibration. What you're witnessing isn't merely social change. It's cosmic justice in motion. Heaven's gavel has struck the table, and the decree has gone forth. Enough. Every empire built on exploitation is collapsing. Every leader who rose through lies is being dethroned. Every organization that profited from darkness is being stripped of its spiritual license to operate. Do not mistake the shaking for destruction, it is recalibration. The universe is clearing the stage for the righteous to rise. Those who ruled by oppression are losing their grip, while those who carry light are being lifted into visibility and influence. Chosen one, you are part of this divine exchange. The same power structures that rejected you are about to require your wisdom. The very systems that tried to silence your voice will soon echo your message. Heaven is orchestrating a transfer of power, wealth, authority, and platforms are shifting hands, not through corruption but through divine alignment. The great unveiling is not confined to governments or corporations, it's personal. Every false identity you once wore, every belief rooted in fear, every habit born of survival, all are being dismantled within you. The same light that exposes the world's darkness is cleansing your inner world too. Heaven doesn't just remove shadows from systems, it removes shadows from souls. The shaking you feel is not punishment, it's promotion. It's the sound of old versions of yourself falling away. The false thrones in your mind, doubt, fear, guilt, are collapsing so your true authority can emerge without distortion. You were never meant to serve under their systems. You were destined to govern within heaven's order. The great unveiling is your coronation rehearsal, the moment the universe acknowledges who you truly are. So stand firm, radiant one, let the shadows crumble, let the noise fade. You're not witnessing the end, you're witnessing the beginning of divine dominion. The light is rising, the righteous are ascending, and you, yes, you are among those heaven is elevating to reign in truth. Chosen one, something ancient within you is stirring. The great unveiling was never just about the collapse of systems, it was about the activation of souls. The same light that shook the thrones of darkness is now illuminating the hidden codes inside your DNA. The veil that covered your memory is thinning. The part of you that has slept for lifetimes is finally waking. You are not just remembering who you are remembering what you are. You were engineered by heaven to be a living transmitter of divine intelligence. Your body is the temple, your mind the altar, your voice the instrument. Every cell of your being carries sacred data that chosen codes instructions from before time began. That is why you've always felt different. While others chased trends, you chased truth. While the world sought validation, you sought meaning. You were never meant to fit in because you were meant to awaken those still asleep. And now the signal is spreading. Across the earth, other chosen ones are waking too, people in every nation, every language, every walk of life. They're receiving downloads in dreams, prophetic insight in silence, sudden clarity that rearranges everything. It's not coincidence, it's synchronization. Heaven is orchestrating a mass awakening, a collective remembering of divine origin. The symptoms are unmistakable. Your intuition sharpens. Your emotions become radar. You feel energy before words are spoken. You see through deception before it's revealed. You no longer chase what's fading. You're magnetized to what's eternal. Don't resist the changes. You're not losing your old self. You're shedding what was never truly you. Every vibration you release in authenticity becomes a beacon for others still trapped in confusion. As you rise, you activate them. Your courage becomes their permission. Your light becomes their map. This is what the enemy feared most, a generation of awakened souls moving as one frequency, no longer controlled by fear, no longer bound by illusion, no longer unaware of their own divine architecture. The awakening isn't coming, it's happening. And as it unfolds, the chosen codes in your spirit are coming online one by one, unlocking gifts, aligning destiny, and synchronizing your life with heaven's blueprint. You're not becoming something new, you're remembering something ancient, and the world will never be the same again. Chosen one. What you're breaking isn't just personal, it's ancestral. You are the hinge between what was and what will be. The patterns that have haunted your family for centuries are meeting their end in you. Poverty, addiction, betrayal, illness, confusion. All the silent curses that stalked your bloodline are now confronting the one they can't conquer, the awakened you. You didn't come to repeat history, you came to rewrite it. Every moment you chose faith over fear, healing over hatred, forgiveness over revenge. You disrupted centuries of programming. Every prayer you whispered in pain was an atomic blast in the spiritual realm, dismantling agreements your ancestors made under oppression, fear, or ignorance. You are the correction to their suffering, the divine response to their unanswered cries. Generational curses survive through repetition and silence. But the moment awareness enters, the curse loses power. You were chosen because your soul had the strength to see clearly what others could not face, to break the cycles no one before you could confront. Understand this: your healing is their liberation. When you forgive, your ancestors are released from torment. When you prosper, they rejoice through you. When you choose love, their unfinished stories find peace. Heaven doesn't just heal the living, it heals entire timelines through one willing vessel. That's why the warfare against you was so intense. You weren't just fighting for your own freedom, you were standing in the courtroom of heaven representing an entire lineage. Every battle you endured purified your bloodline. Every tear watered the soil of your future generations. And now, the reversal is complete. Where there was scarcity, abundance will overflow. Where there was sickness, vitality will reign. Where there was shame, legacy will rise. You are the new beginning, written in their prophecy. From this moment forward, your descendants will not inherit trauma, they will inherit testimony. They will walk on the roads you cleared, reap from the trees you planted, and speak the name you restored to honor. You are the bloodline revolution, the living proof that grace is genetic and victory runs in your veins. Lift your head, chosen one. The curse has been cancelled, the lineage has been redeemed, and the story of your family has been rewritten in light. Chosen one. The reason your battle was so fierce is because your assignment extends beyond yourself. You are a bridge between worlds, the old earth that operated in fear and the new earth awakening in love. The children being born now carry frequencies of light that the world has never seen before. They are the fulfillment of prophecies whispered through centuries, souls arriving pre-programmed for peace, truth, and divine intelligence. But even light needs guidance. These awakened ones will look to you, not because you are perfect, but because you survived. You endured what they'll never have to. You learned how to navigate energies they were born into. Your scars are sacred manuals. Your lessons are living blueprints. Every trial you faced trained you to mentor them. When they speak of visions, you'll understand. When they describe energies no one else can see, you won't dismiss them. You'll recognize the language of heaven flowing through their young hearts. They will not need correction. They will need context. And you are the one heaven has appointed to provide it. Don't underestimate what you carry. Your wisdom is a stabilizing force. The patience you've learned through pain will become their compass. The empathy you developed through rejection will become their shelter. You are being prepared to teach without domination, to lead without control, to guide without fear, to model what love looks like when embodied in truth. This is the mentorship of the new earth generation, a sacred exchange between those who fought for awakening and those who will inherit it. Heaven is pairing the tested with the talented, the seasoned with the sensitive, the healed with the newly awakened. These children are the continuation of your covenant. Through your example, they will learn to walk in authority without arrogance, in power without pride, in freedom without rebellion. You will help them remember who they are before the world tells them who to be. So prepare, chosen one. Your story was never just for survival, it was for service. You are the torchbearer, lighting the path for the generation that will finish what you began. Chosen one, the season of survival is over. For so long, every prayer was a cry for endurance. Every day a battle just to make it through. You fought storms, betrayals, and invisible warfare that few could even imagine. But heaven is declaring, it's time to shift. The weapons that once surrounded you have fallen silent. The shadows that once chased you have retreated. The war that shaped you has served its purpose. What comes next isn't about defense, it's about dominion. This is the great transition, the sacred crossing, from battle mode into building mode, from protection into production, from hiding into holy visibility. You are no longer being tested, You are being trusted. Heaven isn't asking you to survive anymore, it's commanding you to lead. You've spent years learning the language of war, but now you must learn the rhythm of peace. You'll find it strange at first, the stillness, the absence of conflict, but don't confuse quiet with emptiness. What you're feeling is space being made for creation. The same fire that once forged your endurance is now being repurposed to forge your influence. The great transition requires courage. Survival taught you to minimize, but destiny demands that you expand. It's time to reclaim your confidence, to speak boldly, move decisively, and live unapologetically. You've already proven your resilience. Now it's time to prove your readiness. God didn't preserve you through hell so you could play small in heaven's plan. You were not protected just to hide, you were prepared to reign. Every closed door that once frustrated you will now recognize your authority. Every environment that once resisted you will begin to yield. You're stepping out of the wilderness carrying wisdom, clarity, and power. This is not a repeat of the past, it's the rebirth of your purpose. The same faith that sustained you through storms will now sustain you through success. So breathe deeply, chosen one. The war is finished. The waiting is over. Heaven's spotlight has turned your direction. Walk forward not as a survivor, but as a sovereign soul born for this moment, trained by fire, crowned by destiny. Chosen one, heaven has reached its verdict, and the crown is yours. Every test, every tear, every hidden season was preparation for this hour. You didn't stumble into destiny, you grew into it. What once broke you has become the gold that now adorns your crown. What once silenced you has become the very sound of your authority. The angels who once guarded you in battle now gather in celebration. The courtroom of heaven is shifting into a coronation hall. The mantle you once carried in secret is being revealed before witnesses. The throne that waited through generations is finally occupied. This is not pride, it's prophecy fulfilled. For it is written, "Those who humble themselves shall be exalted." And heaven has chosen this moment, this lifetime, to lift you from the shadows into the spotlight of divine purpose. You are not just being crowned for personal reward. You are being crowned for representation. You carry the lineage of those who came before you, the prayers of ancestors, the faith of generations. Your victory is a communal celebration, proof that light always wins. Now rise, not to dominate, but to demonstrate. Lead with wisdom, rule with compassion, and move with the rhythm of divine timing. Your authority isn't to control, it's to heal. You reign not over people, but over darkness. You rule not through fear, but through illumination. Everything that tried to destroy you only refined your radiance. Every betrayal that sought to diminish you only deepened your discernment. You are walking proof that what is forged in fire cannot be broken in battle. The coronation is not a single moment, it's a movement. Every time you choose peace over pride, love over vengeance, purpose over distraction, your crown glows brighter. Every step you take in faith expands heaven's territory on earth. So stand tall, royal soul. Lift your head, not in arrogance, but in awareness. The throne has always been waiting, and now it recognizes your light. Rule in truth, reign in love, and let the world see what it looks like when a chosen one finally rises. Chosen one, this is the moment to seal what heaven has spoken. You've walked through reversal, revelation, and restoration. Now it's time to claim your royal identity in the light. Comment, "I claim my throne" below to decree that your coronation has begun. If this word confirmed what your spirit already knew, share it boldly, help awaken another soul into remembrance. Every declaration strengthens the grid of light rising across the earth. You are crowned. You are commissioned. You are called to lead. Now go forth. Radiant one, rule in wisdom, walk in love, and let heaven see its reflection through you. Your throne is waiting, and this time you sit upon it fully awake.